Hi, everyone. I'm Mayor John Aguilar. It's great to be with you today. Today, we have a really exciting topic to talk about, and one that's very close to my heart and one of major concern for myself and our city council and our city administration, and that is taking care of our seniors during this uh, incredibly difficult and challenging time. With me today, I'm happy to say that I have First District Councilwoman Rita Lamb. Also with us is Geoff Corbin, who is our Executive Director for the Senior Center here in Cathedral City. And then a bit later, I've asked Stone James, who's our Economic Development Director, to join us to talk about a great new program that's being introduced called Great Plates that would augment, I believe, our current existing food platform from the Senior Center. So with that, I hope everyone is staying safe and everybody is well. I would just like to remind everybody that we are still not out of the woods, so everybody please continue to practice all the recommendations that have been made regarding washing your hands, stay at home to the greatest extent possible, and we will see our way out of this at some point together. So with that brief introduction, I would like to turn this over to Councilwoman Lamb, who's going to interact and have some questions for Geoff Corbin, our Executive Director at the Center. Good morning.
I am delighted to be part of this forum, and I certainly want to acknowledge Mayor Aguilar for providing this opportunity to showcase the wonderful work that's being done by Geoff Corbin and the troops at the Cathedral City Senior Center. And I want to introduce Geoff Corbin to us.
Thank you, Councilmember Lamb and Mayor Aguilar. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about the Senior Center because we're doing some very important work right now.
You know, I had the great good fortune of participating as a board member with the Senior Center for 3 years, and I was astounded at the breadth and scope of the services you're able to provide for our senior residents. One of the programs I was particularly interested in and fascinated with was the food bank. Could you tell us a little bit about how that got started, how many participants you have, and how the process works?
Well, sure. The food bank is one of our biggest programs. It was started by Judy Stone, our operations manager, years ago, and it's just grown incredibly. Food and nutrition is not only an issue with seniors, but it is integral to everything we do at the center. You know, we bring, before COVID, our 80-member bingo team would bring dishes, potlucks for lunches, and it's a part of everything we do. But our food bank in particular is meeting an essential service. It's one of about 3 essential services that we're providing during COVID. And what it is typically our large activity room is set up like a store, much like a Trader Joe's, where you can shop for fresh dairy, fresh meat, vegetables, any number of household items, and leave with bags teeming full of food. During the epidemic, it's important that we keep everyone safe. So what we're doing now is pre-packed bags so that it's contactless and it is curbside pickup. Yesterday morning, we served 135 bags,
nice,
folks, and wonderful. We delivered about 10 others.
So Geoff, you had talked about the 135 residents that you served. So what is the process for them to sign up for this? How do you know what the expectation is for how many people are going to be there and how much food to supply? I mean, it's kind of a technical question, but how does it happen?
That's a very good question. We get this question a lot. In our situation, those 135 people have been pre-qualified. So they are qualified by us and by Find, and then they come regularly. We were just about to expand that service right before the COVID epidemic. We had a fundraising party, raised enough that you were there. Thank you for being a part of that and giving. And so we were raising enough for some more freezers to expand that program because we have about 75 people on the waiting list to join. So we're hoping that post-COVID we can join. Now what we're doing is serving those 135 people at our weekly food bank, but we also have a daily curbside lunch pickup. All of this is contactless curbside. And then we have emergency rations that we had from Southern California Edison for earthquake preparedness. We have boxes of food and water. We're able to deliver some of these, and some of the donations we're getting from Trader Joe's and businesses and restaurants all over the community. So we're doing more than the 135 that come through our food bank. But that's through our Friendly Connections program, a calling and delivering program. So we're feeding a lot of people. We could be feeding a lot more.
I see. You know, you talked about the curbside pickup. Is that the post-COVID solution to the congregate lunch? Is that replacing that? Okay, that's the way.
In fact, it's the post-COVID solution to most things we're doing. We have a loan closet with clothes and household goods and medical mobility equipment and that sort of thing. So everything right now has to be contactless and curbside, and or we are able to make delivery in some cases, and we have. I see.
Thank you, thank you. And you mentioned Friendly Connections. Explain a little bit about that. I'm not quite sure, what that involves.
Sure. So again, in the COVID environment, the essential services are around nutrition. So that's the congregate, the curbside pickup of lunch, and the food bank. What we are calling our necessary services, one of our reasons for being is to prevent isolation. That is an issue that is prevalent among seniors especially. We've become more and more isolated. And it is as harmful on your overall health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, according to any number of studies. So the value of a community center is bringing people together, creating community, reducing that isolation through recreation, education, wellness, even our social services for when people's basic needs are met. While we don't have the public-facing part of the center open, we want to keep in touch with folks. So to reduce the social isolation caused by physical isolation, we set up what's called the Friendly Connections program. That's where we take our entire database of members, about 500 people, and then all of the folks that are referred to us through Jewish Family Services, Office on Aging, the community. Stone James did a wonderful plug for that program in the Discover Cathedral City newsletter. So that is where we take our 10 board members and about 12 volunteers and divide up that big list we have and give them a weekly call with a friendly voice.
Thank you, thank you. And I just wanted to comment, when I first came on board with the senior center, I was stunned. First of all, to see the breadth and scope of the services for our residents, and also to realize after a time that there are only 2 full-time persons who provided all that, you being one of them. So, I just want to applaud you, because it is, it's a seemingly very refined Navy SEAL type operation to provide such good support for a very worthwhile segment of our community. All segments are worthwhile, but it is just easy to overlook the needs that the seniors have. So thank you.
Well, thank you. And we are very blessed to have the city's support. Our business community in Cathedral City and donors are very generous, and places all of our business partners, their support, Desert Healthcare District, Desert Oasis Healthcare, Eisenhower Health, the Grace Ellen Spearman Foundation, Steve Tobin. We've had any number of people step forward, and of course our volunteers. We have a volunteer cadre of 80 dedicated folks that really keep us running. So.
Yeah, and I really wanted to comment on that, because as my knowledge and awareness of the senior center and its functions unfolded, I realized that the volunteer army is amazing, and the breadth and scope of what they do is unparalleled. They are a fine-tuned team unit working to provide all these services. About how many volunteers work just the food bank portion of it? I mean, how many does it take to do that process, that one function on a given day?
Sure. For the week it takes to set up for the food bank, that's about 25 people, because we pick up, we sort it, we make caring, loving, nutritionally balanced bags for everyone. Tommy Kokan and Dinner with Patsy, one of our major fundraisers that supports that food bank, he has a group of about 20 folks that treat that like their job. It's absolutely, some folks have paid staff for that. We don't. We have our volunteers who are absolutely dedicated. And in this time where so many of our senior volunteers have underlying conditions, that volunteer force has really shrunk. So he's doing it with less hands right now.
I see. Besides, or in addition to the food program and the friendly callers and friendly communications, what other services might you provide, or if there's anything else that you'd want to add to this?
If you have questions, if you're a senior or care for a senior, we're the great first call to make, because we are keeping an evolving resource list of places we can refer for telecounseling, for testing sites, for all the amazing amount of services, and folks have stepped forward. We have a small cadre of volunteers willing to run errands, pick up medications, deliver food, those sorts of things. We've had to sprint to gear up for all of these essential services, to make these food and nutrition programs, modify them, and make them work on a bigger scale, all with less money. We have no income right now, no activity fees, and no facility rental, and that's what keeps us going. So we have our support from the city and from the donors that have stepped forward, and our need is actually bigger than ever. Our fixed costs don't change because we have that building that we have to keep extra sanitized for all the volunteers that are there packing the food, taking the calls, all of that. We're really also sprinting toward a digital platform. So we're providing more and more services online. If you go to the Jocelyn Center, you see that every week they do a variety show. And Mizell has a number of new offerings. We've been offering resources and connections to those places, and to Cirque du Soleil, who's offering free shows for entertainment, and telecounseling and all sorts of folks. But we're going to get our own classes up online very soon.
Nice.
You'll be able to take exercise, Tai Chi, those sorts of things with the center and stay connected to it that way.
Great. Thank you so much for such a thorough explanation of those programs.
Sure. Thanks for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Geoff, and thank you, Councilwoman Lamb, for that information. I have to say this is a perfect segue into the discussion around fundraising. I was a little bit sad to hear that you actually have a waiting list of individuals on the food program, and particularly in this time, that seems like a really difficult place to be if you're talking about basic nutritional needs not being met. So having said that, today is Giving Tuesday. We're recording this on Giving Tuesday. So it seems appropriate that we give you the opportunity, Geoff, to talk about fundraising and how folks might be able to make a contribution. And it seems like perhaps even an idea might be that if folks want to be able to fund somebody on the waiting list, how much that might be, or even multiple numbers on that list. I think that would be an amazing goal if we could reach that. And would like to hear more about the campaign and how we can help.
Well, thank you so much. That is a wonderful opportunity for us, because we do depend 3-to-1 on donated dollars. So I'm going to hold up a little sign like Karen Riley did when you interviewed, where they can go if they'd like to make a donation. Or the ccsc.org, the Cathedral City Senior Center.org. You can call our number, 760-321-1548. And then to volunteer to help with some of these initiatives, you can talk to Ron or Pat. But we do have a vigorous Giving Tuesday campaign going. We've bombarded people with emails like you're all used to getting. So hopefully most people this morning got a wonderful little video by Cambridge Video that it gives a snapshot of what we do. And you can go to our website to get that, go to our Facebook to get that, or you can call us and we'll send it to you. But it gives ample opportunity to fund like $110. The amounts don't come immediately to mind, but I think it's about $110 to feed somebody for a month. It's $45 to pay for lunch for curbside delivery lunch for a week. There are any number of amounts of different items that you can fund. We've had people, in fact, at the little event that we had right before COVID, Rita was there, we had people fund everything from our air conditioning bill for the summer, a month's air conditioning at $1,100 that allows us to operate much like a cooling center. To somebody that paid for the operating expenses for an entire month. They knew that we come up short at the end of the year. We have a lean operation, but typically we don't turn people away, so we end up giving away a little more than we have. And so we had somebody generously donate our entire operating expenses for a month. So there are a lot of choices when you go to our website, and every donation from $5 to $25 on up means the world to us, because we get it to a senior in need.
Wonderful. Well, that's great. Well,
Thank
Geoff,
you.
thank you. The community is really very lucky to have you at the center, at the helm of the center, and providing the leadership for that organization to fill such a great need. So kudos to you and to your organization. And Councilwoman Lamb, thank you so very much as well. So I'd like to next turn to another food program that is being introduced by a collaboration of partners. And to talk with us about that program and how it works and how you all might be able to participate in that program if you qualify is our Economic Development Director, Stone James. Stone?
Well, thank you, Mayor Aguilar and Councilwoman Lamb. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today and to talk about this program. So this Great Plates Delivered program, that's the name. It's actually being put on by the California Department of Health and Human Services, along with the California Office of Emergency Services. And what the program is designed to do is to really help 5 groups of individuals. The first group that the program is designed to help are individuals over 65 years old. Second group is individuals who have underlying health concerns, which put them at greater risk for a COVID-19 infection. If they were to get COVID-19, it could be a much worse outcome than if they didn't have those underlying health issues. This program is also designed to help our local small restaurants that are struggling to stay alive during this time. It's also going to help the restaurant employees, and it's also going to help the agricultural business and the workers that support the restaurants. And so there's 2 ways to take advantage of this program. First is as a participant, and the second way is as a small business owner, as a restaurant. So if you want to, if you're a recipient, there's some basic criteria. So first of all, you would have to be unable to prepare your own meals, and you do not have anyone in your home that can prepare your meals for you. Another criteria is that you're already not on some sort of aid program, such as food stamps or EBT, CalFresh, or Meals on Wheels. So if you're not on one of those programs, then you can be a part of this program. And then also there's some income qualifications. And so if you make less than $74,000 as an individual, there are some additional details of the program. The best way to find that is the program is going to be administered through the Riverside County. And so the website's kind of long, so it'll be difficult to give it to you here in this presentation. But what I would encourage you to do is check discovercathedralcity.com or our economic development website for the city, and that is the ccedd.org. Or you can simply Google Riverside County Great Plates Program, and you're going to find a website. And that website's going to have details, and that website is going to allow you to apply or enroll in the program as either a recipient or as a small business owner. So now if you're a small business owner, you want to go on there, you want to log on to that website that you've just pulled down from one of our websites, or you've Googled it yourself. And just like a participant who would enroll in the program, they'd fill out the forms, hit send. You're going to do the same thing. And what that's going to do is that is going to put you in contact with Riverside County as a restaurant. And then they are going to contact you, and they are going to work through getting you approved as a vendor for Riverside County. Now you may say, Stone, I'm an operating restaurant. I already have all of the health permits and everything else to operate in Riverside County. And that's fantastic. You're going to need those. However, this program, you're actually going to be paid, you're going to be compensated by Riverside County. So that's why you're going to have to work with the Riverside County Purchasing Department to become an actual vendor for Riverside County. They'll walk you through that. I've already talked to one restaurant here just this morning that he's been working with Riverside County, the Purchasing Department, to get qualified as a vendor, and he's just waiting for a response. Now, what the program provides is it provides qualified individuals 3 meals a day at a total cost of about $66 per person per day. Now, they break that out. There's a certain amount for breakfast, there's a certain amount for lunch, and there's a certain amount for dinner. And then as a restaurant, you would interact with the person, provide the meals, and then you would bill the county for the cost. Now, there's a lot of details about the program that have not been identified yet, because this program is literally a week and a half old. So thankfully, this program has been extended from May 10th to June 10th. And so we've got the additional FEMA funding to provide for this. So that's going to be good. That's going to be a good opportunity to get the program started, get people enrolled, and start getting people fed. One of the things that some people ask is, well, who pays for this? And the program, again, $66 per person per day. And Governor Newsom believes there's about 1.2 million people in California who would fit the criteria of this program. That'd be about $79 million per day, the cost. Thankfully, FEMA is in a position where they'll cover 75% of those costs. Riverside County will cover, the state of California will cover 18.75% of those costs. And then in this case, since Riverside County is going to be administering the program for our Cathedral City residents and businesses, Riverside County would cover the remaining 6.25% of the costs. Mayor Aguilar or Councilwoman Lamb, do you have any questions?
No, Stone, thank you for that explanation. I recognize that this is, as a public should, that this is an evolving program, and more specific guidelines will be coming out, and we'll be posting those as well. I do know that a lot of folks who are affiliated with the Senior Center may be interested in this program. Geoff, do you have any comments or input with respect to the Senior Center's role in this program?
Absolutely. Well, first I'd like to thank Stone. His office, EDC, Economic Development, their website has been particularly useful, and he personally has been very informative and transparent with us on everything that's happening as it happens. We were able to get word about this out to our Friendly Connections callers a week ago, but then just yesterday, Stone sent me much more updated information. And so we're getting that out to them today. Our members have lots and lots of questions about this. Many of them will qualify. So we'll be sure to keep passing along relevant information. I did go to that link that you sent, Stone, and just did a practice run to see how easy it is. And it is. Our members will be able to counsel them through signing up. So thank you for keeping us in the loop. Appreciate it.
Well, Geoff, thank you for pushing that out, because this really is an opportunity for people who generally don't qualify for some of the existing meal programs. This is an opportunity for them to get much needed meals, and at no cost to them. This is all federal, state, and county funded. And so for the people who are in need, this is an opportunity for them to provide a high quality service. We don't know yet if the recipients are going to be able to pick and choose. Do they go to Zobo Meisters for breakfast or Sunshine Cafe for dinner? They don't know the details yet, or if it's going to rotate by day. Don't know. That saying that I heard recently that I absolutely love. They're building the plane as they're flying the plane. So that's totally what's going on here. And if anyone has any questions about this program or about any of the programs that are available for small businesses, they are absolutely welcome to call me. My email address is very simple. It is sjames@cathedralcity.gov. Again, sjames@cathedralcity.gov. And then also on the different websites, I give out my personal cell phone number. Please call me. I'm happy to help however I can.
Thank you, Stone. Really
And I
appreciate
just had one comment, and I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that we have such a well-established relationship between the Cathedral City Senior Center, that program of Friendly Connections, and Stone makes it so much more viable that these folks really in need will be able to access this service when it all comes to fruition. So kudos to you.
Well, thank you on behalf of all our donors and volunteers that are making it happen. We can't thank the city enough too, so thank you all.
Yep.
You bet. And I can tell you, Geoff, that I know for a fact that there are some checks that are on their way. So use
My ears.
use them wisely. So a big thank you to Geoff and to Stone and to Councilwoman Lamb as well for taking the time to do this. To our community, I say, once again, stay safe, be well, stay home, and let us know if we can do anything further for you. Just contact us at City Hall.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it.
Thank you all.
Thank you.